We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. With 3 home games left on the 2015 schedule, the Tigers pay tribute to their fans the next 3 days. It is Fan Appreciation Weekend here at the ballpark. Welcome to Comerica. Game 1 tonight featuring the visiting Minnesota Twins and your Detroit Tigers. I see you, Detroit. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pema alongside Rod Allen. Glad to have you with us here for Game 1 of the series. And Rod, obviously, the standings are not the place the Tigers wanted to be at least their position. But there are some things to watch for this weekend. Some guys going for some milestones.
You know, not only that, but the players should come out here this final weekend here at home and really pay a tribute to the fans that have come out in bunches this season, even though they really haven't had the kind of year they've had in the past. But let's take a look at some of the things that could happen here this final 7-8 games of the year. Miguel Cabrera, no doubt he's going to win his 4th batting title. He leads the American League with a .337 batting average. J.D. Martinez, legitimate shot of getting to 40 and also driving in 100. There hasn't been that many Tigers to accomplish that. And what more can you say about the youngster behind the dish, James McCann? He has been nearly flawless behind the plate so far this season.
All right, well, these Minnesota Twins, they are certainly still in the wild card race. In fact, the entire American League right now has 3 or 4 teams that are still in it. The Minnesota Twins are one of those teams. Coming into play tonight, the Twins just a game and a half back. So are the Angels. Right now, Houston holding on to that second wild card position. But as far as the Twins are concerned, Ron, they've got that old steady veteran, Joe Mauer.
You know, I don't know about you, but I didn't think that they would be where they are here today. So give them a lot of credit. It starts with their manager, Paul Molitor. Of course, they have some other really nice pieces. But the one constant guy has been Joe Mauer. His batting average is down this year, but he's done a lot of really positive things, like being on base in his last 43 consecutive games, which is the new Minnesota Twins record. He's also hitting nearly or better than .350 with runners in scoring position. He's won a lot of batting titles. He's won an MVP. He's made the transition over to first base from that catcher's position flawlessly. He is still the one guy that you really have to pay special attention to. That'd be Mr. Mauer.
All right, after a short break to the Coliseum we go. We check in with Trevor Thompson coming up. Well, we've had plenty of exciting moments here at Comerica this year. Hopefully a few more this weekend. Tigers Twins coming up next. The Twins are in town. 3-game weekend series here. Minnesota is still vying for a playoff spot. The Tigers will send the left-hander Matt Boyd to the mound, and here's Aaron Hicks leading it off for Minnesota. And here's our first pitch of tonight's ball game. And Hicks showing bunt, looks at a strike. 0-1. Hicks this year at 262. Home run numbers are up 11 long balls this year. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And a ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Last couple of years, Aaron Hicks really struggled to find his way in the big leagues as far as his offense is concerned. He has finally found that now, batting leadoff for the Minnesota Twins.
Popped up foul. This one will head back in the seats.
He's a switch hitter. He's got some pop in his bat. Tremendous defensive player. But offensively, boy, the first couple of years, he just struggled so much. They had to send him up and down to the minor leagues several different times.
Well, this Twins offense has a lot of good young players. Hicks now has finally found his way. Rosario in the lineup tonight, so is Sano. That floats in, but a little bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Hicks.
It's been a really nice pitch for Boyd. He has a really nice changeup, but that curveball has been a really good pitch for him, and you can see the velocity that he throws it with, a real nice differential in between his fastball.
Swing and a miss, and down it goes. Hicks is out of there, 1 gone. Here is the rest of the lineup for Minnesota, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Hicks, Dozier, Mauer in the top 3 spots. Sano, Plouffe, and Hunter in the middle, and the bottom 3 tonight is Rosario, Suzuki, and Eduardo Escobar. And here's Brian Dozier having a fabulous year as far as the power numbers go. 28 homers.
Yeah, one of the things that you want to do against Dozier, you want to pitch him away. You want to make him utilize right field. You talked about the 28 home runs. Just about every last one of the home runs, with the exception of 1, which came just a couple of days ago for Dozier, has gone to right field. Everything to left field, just a couple of home runs to center. That's where most of his power is.
Dozier hits one toward the shortstop on 1 tricky hop. Romine stays with it. His throw unable to be scooped there by Cabrera, and Dozier is safe at first base.
Andrew Romine might have had a little bit more time to set his feet and then to throw this ball across the diamond. He threw this ball flat-footed as it kind of handcuffed it. He caught it around the waist, and then he just simply throws on his heels, therefore could not get anything on the throw, and Miguel Cabrera could not help him on the other end.
Well, Matt Boyd tonight is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
He's pitched much better here at Comerica Park. He's made 4 starts here. The earned run average is .338, opposed to giving up huge numbers on the road. One of the things we'll watch for down the stretch, as far as Boyd is concerned, him keeping the ball in the ballpark. He's given up quite a few home runs this season.
Here's Joe Mauer. Mauer looks at strike 1 in the outer edge. They rule that play in error on the shortstop Romine. So Dozier is on via the miscue, and Mauer batting .266.
And Dozier does have some speed over at first. He has the ability to steal second, but might be slowed down with the left-hander Boyd being on the mound here tonight.
No balls, 2 strikes. Mauer has been on base in 43 consecutive ball games, which has established a Twins record.
43 games in a row.
The old record, Bob Allison, and that was back in 1961, and that was 42 consecutive games. Mauer was hitless yesterday, but drew a walk to keep that streak going. The 0-2. High, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Harmon Killebrew also on that list.
Yeah, he was at 40 straight in 67.
He was one of the nicest men that you would ever want to meet in this game, Harmon Killebrew, but yet his nickname was Killer.
Maybe a killer between the white lines.
He was that.
Matt Holliday, 45 straight, the longest in the majors this year. So Mauer too shy of that. Wow. There's a Killebrew jersey. Here's the 1-2. Mauer sends it back up the middle, but Romine is right there. He'll tag the bag 1, and that's a double play. 6-3 Twin killing. We go to the bottom of the first. Tigers. Anthony Gose will lead off. He's in center field, followed by Kinsler and Cabrera. Victor Martinez has picked it up lately. He's the DH, then JD in right, Castellanos at third, McCann, Romine, Rajay Davis rounding it out for the Tigers, and they are facing Mike Pelfrey.
And Pelfrey's got a power sinker. As a matter of fact, he throws a ton of ground balls, 2 ground balls for every fly ball so far this year. That pitch gets up to about 93, 94 with a lot of late life. He'll mix in a curveball, and he'll also feature a really nice splitter here today.
So Gose stands in, looking at a .257 average, 5 homers at this point of the year. The Bernstein advantage brings you the pitcher-batter matchup, and Gose has had his success against Pelfrey.
I see Anthony Gose.
1 ball and 1 strike in the Tigers' leadoff man.
He's played well down the stretch. He's been drawing quite a few walks in the month of September. On base percentage is way up.
Here's the 1-1. Gose in the month of September has a .395 on base percentage.
Pretty good.
He's drawn 12 walks this month. Here are the overall numbers. 26 driven in. Here's the 2-1. 3-1.
In the infield, Escobar, their shortstop, he kind of shades Anthony Gose up the middle, which leaves a huge hole right here. Should Anthony want to drive one in that direction.
Full count now on Gose, 3-2. Kinsler and then Cabrera to follow as we play game 1 in this 3-game weekend series. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then the Tigers are on the road to close out the year. Swing and a miss. Gose is out on strikes, 1 gone.
Let's take a peek at the Minnesota Twins starting defense. It is brought to you by Tim Hortons. In the outfield, and Kid Rosario. Boy, does he have a ton of assists this year from the outfield. Hicks in center field, Hunter in right, Escobar, Dozier, they're up the middle. Plouffe, Mauer on the corners, and Kurt Suzuki, well, he's had a difficult time of throwing out would-be base stealers this year. He has given up 77 stolen bases while he's been the catcher. That's a lot.
That is the veritable boatload for Suzuki, who really has had a tough time. There's a ball outside to Ian Kinsler.
About 65-70% of the pitches that Pelfrey will throw here today will be cutters and sinkers, and I mean hard sinkers, in on the right-handed batters.
Pelfrey this year was really good at spring training. Thought he was going to make the rotation and didn't, and he was a little bit upset about it. But early on in the season, Santana received his suspension, and the last go went on the DL, and all of a sudden Pelfrey got his chance again. Here's the 1-1. It spins high, 2 balls and 1 strike. 31 years of age. Born in Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. The 2-1 pitch.
He's a big guy. He's tall. And he has that built-in height advantage. Throws from a high 3/4 arm slot, which allows him to get a lot of sink on his fastball, especially when he gets to the proper arm slot.
That is popped up foul back into the seats. 3-2 now on Kinsler.
It's good to be back with you in the booth here, buddy. It's been a few days.
Good to have you back. How did the studio treat you?
Studio was nice.
Yeah,
the people in the studio were outstanding to me all year long. First time really doing some studio work on a daily basis, and the producers, directors, all the help, they were tremendous. I appreciate them.
Here's the 3-2. Swinging a tip into the glove, and that'll be strike 3. 2 gone.
He's off to a nice start here tonight, Pelfrey.
Here's Cabrera.
And we talked about Miggy. Something to watch for in the final 9 games of the year. Miggy chasing down his 4th batting crown. JD Martinez, 3 more homers will give him 40, and 3 RBIs will give him 100 this year, chasing 40 homers as well.
James McCann still has yet to come in and air in 116 games. Man, Tigers do have some things they are chasing down here the final week. It's fouled back out of play, 0-1. Cabrera sits safely in 5 in a row.
And Miggy checks in with that .337 batting average. The only player in the majors with a better average is Bryce Harper of the a Washington Nationals who's hitting a cool 339.
Forgot to check on Xander Bogaerts, who is or was behind him in batting average and still is at 322. So I guess he's lurking. But it would take a collapse from Cabrera not to win it.
How about Nelson Cruz on that list as well of the Seattle Mariners? Michael Brantley, Altuve. You knew those guys would be somewhere on the list.
The 0-2. A little high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Miguel. 7 hits on this homestand for Cabrera. Victor Martinez waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. He tried to hold up and held free. How about him? He starts the night with a striking out of the side here in the first. Is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Coming to Comerica. Jeep, get a great deal on a legendary Jeep brand vehicle at the Jeep Celebration event. And by Mario Olives. Taste the difference. Back here at the ballpark, the Tigers Twins go to the top of the second at Comerica. It's going to be Miguel Sano to lead it off for Minnesota. Boyd brings it home and delivers strike 1.
And now you can expand the strike zone once you've gotten ahead of the youngster Sano. 17 homers, 49 driven in. He's got a lot of power in his bat.
0-2.
Nice changeup. It's a circle change. Some nice action on that pitch.
And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. That didn't take long. Sano is carved up. Second strikeout for Boyd.
And the first changeup was one that was a little bit straight. That came up there to Sano. This one, look at this one. This one fades away from him. So Boyd has a couple different changeups. He's got that one that fades away that we just saw. And he also has that straight changeup, which disrupts the timing of the hitter.
Here is Trevor Plouffe. Well, they are 4 and 5 in the lineup here tonight. Sano and Plouffe. But when you look at the future of the Twins, they feel that Sano is going to be their everyday third baseman, which makes you wonder where Plouffe will be next year.
Well, if they don't find any DH bats at bats for Plouffe, then more than likely they will move him to another team. But I've heard that as well, that they're looking at Sano as being their everyday third baseman next year. Plouffe's had a good year, though.
He really has. I mean, offensively, his numbers have been very good as he swings and misses. 1-2. Sano, for a guy his size, they say is very agile. We haven't seen him play third base. Plouffe 82 RBIs, and that is a career high. Boyd missing high, 2-2. And that one just a tad high. 3-2 now on Plouffe.
You also want to attack Plouffe away. You want him to hit the ball to right field. Doesn't have as much power in that direction. You have to be careful when you try to crowd him inside.
Fouled straight back. You wonder how much of an advantage a guy like Boyd would have tonight, because the Twins have not seen him yet this year. First career start against this offense.
It's a great point. Pitcher always has the advantage first time around, until you get a chance to really see what Boyd is featuring.
3-2. It's on the ground to short. Romine gobbles it up. Plouffe is out, and there are 2 gone.
And they had him played perfectly. He's a dead pull hitter, as we mentioned. Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense presented by Beaumont Health. Anthony Gose in center field, 11th consecutive start in center field for Anthony Gose here down the stretch. Davis in right. JD Martinez is in right field. Romine, Kinsler, McGrail, Cabrera, Castellanos in the infield. James McCann, the catcher. I think I said Davis was in right field, but obviously Davis is in left. JD Martinez is in right.
Torrey Hunter swings and misses.
Looks like Boyd going to throw a few more changeups and off-speed pitches here today to a very aggressive swinging Minnesota Twins team.
Hunter with 22 home runs this year. No balls, 2 strikes.
Here's a breakdown on the pitch usage of Matt Boyd. 55% fastball. He'll use a changeup 18% of the time, along with the slider. And very few curveballs, 9% with that pitch.
Hunter doing a good job of holding back Father Time. He turned 40 years of age this July. Still going strong. And that has popped up. Shallow right field. Kinsler to the grass. And he'll make the play. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Boyd. Game will select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's Steak and Egg Burritos. Mike Pelfrey struck out the side in the first inning, and now he's got Victor Martinez, JD Martinez, and Nick Castellanos in the Detroit second. And Victor looks at ball 1.
And Brian Dozier, second baseman, playing in the Same spot we see a lot of second basemen play when Victor Martinez is in the batter's box. About 10 steps deep in the right outfield grass.
And he's going to bounce on right to him. Dozier goes down to a knee and chucks it on to first for the out. One gone.
Tigers have had 4 batters come to the plate so far here this evening, and the Minnesota Twins have shifted on every last one of them.
JD Martinez, 283. He's got 5 hits on this homestand. And the shift on JD is to the left side of the infield.
We've played Minnesota quite a few times already this year, and I cannot remember them shifting as aggressively as they have here through the first 5 batters of the game.
The 1-0 pitch. He shoots one the other way, and a broken bat. Base hit to right field. And JD Martinez goes the other way and singles.
That's all JD Martinez was trying to do. Wasn't trying to hit a home run. He was simply trying to beat the shift here. He's batting 283. This is a good sinker ball inside, but you see JD Martinez, even though the bat's broken, you can see where he takes his hands. He pulls the hands close to the body, chasing that sinker inside. And even though that bat was broken, he still got himself a base hit in that direction. It's not foreign to JD that he will go to right field. He's done it 31 times this year.
Yeah. Yet they had him played way around as a dead pull hitter.
And he has at least 10 home runs to right field this year. At least 10.
Here's Castellanos. That is the first hit for either side in this game.
Yeah, this is not your ideal running combination with JD Martinez and Castellanos standing in the batter's box, but Pelfrey has been outstanding this year at throwing double play balls. He's thrown a grand total of 29 so far this year, which is the most in the majors, so we might see a runner or two on the move here early in the game.
One ball, no strikes on Castellanos. Dave Clark threw the signs down at third base.
Yeah, this would be a perfect count to do something in if Brad is thinking along those lines.
Rolled foul, 1-1. What makes 1-0 such a really good hit and run count?
Well, because you know the pitcher wants to throw a strike. He does not want to fall behind 2-0, even though he has an idea that the hit and run might be on. Very few pitchers will waste a pitch in that particular situation. So if you want to put a hit and run on, you're pretty much guaranteed that hitter is going to get something close enough to at least put the ball in play to protect the runner.
Pelfrey wants that ground ball right now. And Nick rolls it foul, 1-2.
He's got that power sinker working today, anywhere from 92 to 93 miles an hour. It looks like it's right down the middle to the right-handed hitters. And then the way that he grips that ball, the pressure points of the index finger and the middle finger just allow that ball to really take off and ride in on the right-handed batters. Here's what I was just making mention of, the fact that he has forced 29 double plays already this year. His teammate Kyle Gibson also on that list.
Yeah, a couple of Twins in the top 4. Now the 1-2.
That has always been the Twins' MO. They just have never really had that many strikeout guys, not since Liriano, not since Santana left a long time ago. That would be Johan Santana.
Paul Molitor has his team in the thick of it. We showed you the wild card standings at the top, a game and a half separating the Twins and the Houston Astros, who suddenly are kind of limping down the stretch. They've given up the divisional lead in the West.
Paul's going to get some consideration for manager of the year this year.
And he should. That ball's roped to left field. Base hit, maybe more. It's cut off by Rosario. Martinez going to third, and the throw is in time to get him. JD is out at third base.
I know JD by now knows the scouting report on Rosario. He has a tremendous throwing arm from the outfield, but yet he tried to force the issue, and at least for right now, he's been called out.
I think he's safe. Maybe the ball beat him there. We'll see if the tag did. Right there for the call was Mike Winters. Here's a good look. Yeah, it looked like he grazed his toe. If that's the case, then he is out.
That is the 16th assist this year for Rosario from the outfield, whether he be playing right field or left field.
You know, we talk about Rosario's numbers, but look at this now. He is tied Avisail Garcia for the league lead in assists.
And he's a rookie that's in the American League that no one really knows anything about other than the Minnesota Twins fans. But he's had an outstanding rookie campaign.
It'll be a single for Castellanos. He advances on the throw to third. And the putout goes 7-5 on Martinez. McCann batting .267. 3 hits on the homestand for James. Low and away, and the count levels now 1 ball, 1 strike. Pelfrey allowed 4 runs, 9 hits in 6 innings of work in his last start against the Angels, a key series that Minnesota played against the Halos. 2 teams right now that are locked up in a wild card duel. But September has been a rough month for Pelfrey, an ERA of over 7. On the outer edge, 1-2.
Houston Astros, man, they have really struggled so much that the Los Angeles Angels and also the Minnesota Twins are lurking. 1.5 games back, both of those teams to the Houston for that second wild card.
McCann thought about it, would not go fishing. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
If you're Castellanos on second base, you need to get a really aggressive secondary lead. They've got good outfield arms. Torrey Hunter, even though 40 years old, still very accurate with his throwing arm and right. Hicks in center field, good arm, and we've already seen Rosario's arm, and we've already talked about the 16 assists that their left fielder has.
Time called as Pelfrey was about to deliver. McCann this year has done some pretty good work against Minnesota. We've talked to many times about the inside the park home run he hit against the Twins for his first big league homer, but overall this year .345 against Twins pitching. Bouncing ball to short. Escobar is there, and McCann is out to end the inning. Tigers threaten, do not score. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. and it's Sunday Kids Day. All kids 14 and under also receive a free Anibal Sanchez bobblehead. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. So here is Eddie Rosario to lead it off. It'll be Rosario, Suzuki, and Escobar. 7-8-9. The only base runner the Twins have had was Dozier reaching on an error in the first, but double play by Boyd got him out of any possible trouble. Tremendous season for Rosario. And he skies one high in the air to center. A lot of room out there for Anthony Gose. One gone. Time for a game break now. Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thank you. Well, it's only a matter of time, obviously.
Yeah, they're going to get in. And it looks like they're going to host that game in Pittsburgh once again for the third consecutive year. A play-in game in Pittsburgh.
Well, Mark Melancon now with 51 saves.
How about that?
I mean, that, and no disrespect to Mark Melancon, but that surprises me a bit.
It really does. It's one of the reasons why the Pirates have been so good. I mean, once they have that lead going into the ninth inning, very seldom has Melancon given that lead up. And he's not a hard thrower either.
No, and if you ask an average fan, name me some really good closers in the big leagues. Not too many outside of Pittsburgh would name Melancon.
That's right.
Kurt Suzuki is the batter, and he looks at a strike on the outer edge. 1-1.
I'm all in on the Cubs, though. I really am. I just like what they're doing, whether that game is played in Pittsburgh or not. Man, I got the Cubs getting out of the National League this year.
Do you really?
I do. I really do. I'm all in on the Cubs.
You are all in on the Cubs.
I'm all in on the Cubs.
Here's the 1-1 to Suzuki. Ball high. So you've got the Cubs better than St. Louis.
Yep. Yadier Molina's a huge loss for them.
Yeah,
It's a huge loss for them.
Better than the Mets?
Yes. Got them beating everybody.
Wouldn't that be a story? That town would be upside down if they got to the World Series this year.
Oh, don't you think that?
3-1 on Suzuki. .240 batting average. 5 homers for Kurt Suzuki. And he'll look at a ball 4. That's a base on balls. Well, we do know that the Royals are in. They clinched last night in KC.
It's the first time they won a division since '85. A lot of the players on that Kansas City Royals team, they weren't even born in 1985.
Wade Davis had to close that one out, and of course they're without Greg Holland.
Yeah, they think he's going to end up having Tommy John surgery. They partied in Kansas City.
Been a while since they won a division championship, so congratulations to the Royals. They are officially kings of the Central.
Yep. Dayton Moore, their general manager, Ned Yost, the entire coaching staff, and the players. Well deserved.
Strike 1 on Escobar. Eduardo's hit safely in 4 straight. 6 for 14. His last 14 at bats, 6 hits. And he's been performing well in the month of September. Little chopper back up the middle. Here comes Romine. This might be another double play. Taylor-made. Second one turn tonight for the Tigers infield. We'll go to the bottom of 3rd. Hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Here come the Tigers now as we go to the bottom of the third. It'll be Romine, Davis, and then the top of the order, Anthony Gose. No score in this one. The Tigers have 2 hits. The Twins have none so far. Pelfrey back to the hill. Romine at 254 on the season. And he looks at ball 1. Tigers pretty much have been splitting time at short with Romine and Dixon Machado in the absence of Jose Iglesias. That's inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Romine. Andrew, of course, can play just about anywhere on the infield and has. 3 hits so far in the homestand for Romine. He shoots that one foul, 2-1. Season series between the two squads. The Tigers have won 10 of the 16 played. In fact, they're 5-1 here at home against Minnesota. That'll miss inside, 3-1.
Minnesota started the season right here at Comerica Park, and they were outscored 22-1 and were swept in the 3-game series to start the season.
Back up the middle, it finds a hole, base hit.
And it didn't appear that they were going to recover from that, but boy, did they recover.
Well, it wasn't too long before they were swept that they had found out that Irvin Santana was going to be suspended for 80 games, and he was supposed to be their ace. So they really kind of started with a gut punch at the beginning of the year, but man, they were able to weather the storm.
Yeah, he was going to be there every day. I mean, their opening day starter.
Now here are the Twins, just a game and a half out with a little over a week to go.
And Rajay Davis had a real nice series against the White Sox, who just left town. Batting .256 overall and getting some more reps down the stretch.
A couple of nights ago, Rajay had the walk-off triple on Tuesday night to get a victory for the Tigers, which now gives Davis 11 triples on the year, good for 3rd in the American League.
It's a lot of triples for a guy that doesn't play every day.
Here's the 0-1. We'll drive this one in the air to center field. Ball hit well. Hicks on the move, runs it down to the gap in right center. A nice running play.
Now here's that triple that you speak of. Just a couple of days ago, Rajay Davis shoots one right down the right field line. Doesn't usually hit balls down there, but Zach Duke, the left-handed sidewinder of the Chicago White Sox, kept throwing Rajay away, and Davis just went with the pitch down in the right field corner. That was a beautiful piece of hitting.
Here is Anthony Gose, who struck out in the first inning. Pelfrey back in that first, struck out the side for the Twins.
Anthony still has been attempting to bunt at least once a game. Which has really helped his overall numbers in the month of September. Seeing a lot more pitches, a lot more patient, not leaving the strike zone as frequently as he was in months June, July, and August.
Well, in the month of August, he hit just .207 and has rebounded nicely here in September. No balls, 2 strikes on Gose. No score. Tigers bat in the third. A 3-game series between these two squads. The Tigers close out the year in Texas and then Chicago. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Gose is out of there again on strikes, 2 away.
This fastball is way off the plate outside, and Gose chased it. Pelfrey does have a lot of life on that 2-seamer.
Pelfrey at 40 now.
24 strikes, 16 balls, and the majority of the 40 pitches thrown so far tonight have been fastballs.
That last strikeout was his 4th of the evening. Kinsler has a strikeout as well tonight. Ball 1. Kinsler right now is batting an even 300, trying to finish over that mark for the first time in a long time. He's only hit 300 one other time in his career in his days with the Texas Rangers.
59 multi-hit games so far this year turned in by Kinsler, which is the most in the majors. It's a lot of hits.
It really is. He's got 180 hits this year, which is what, 8 shy of what he had last year.
Yoenis Cespedes, Donaldson, Altuve, all on that list. 3 of the 4 were all-stars this year. Yoenis did not make the all-star team.
Should have, or could have.
Oh, for sure.
The 1-1. He dotted the outside corner, 1-2. Pretty close.
Well, if Mike Mulency's going to give him that pitch all night long, it's going to be a long night for Tigers hitters.
Cabrera's on deck. And Pelfrey with the 1-2.
Ian had a pretty good pitch to hit right there. It was a breaking ball. It was one of the few that Pelfrey has thrown today, and it was hanging. Ian was just a little too quick on the pitch.
The only other time Kinsler has batted 300 was 2008 with Texas, 319 that year. That remains the highest that he's ever hit in a big league season. And he struck him out swinging. Kinsler goes down for the 2nd time. 5 strikeouts for Pelfrey.
Seven of 9 in first pitch strikes. He's had a real nice breaking ball, real good fading changeup. He's got some help from Romine. Romine has started a couple of double plays himself at the shortstop position. All the contact so far tonight against Boyd has been real soft contact. So far they have not been able to figure the rookie left-hander out.
No, they've had only 2 base runners, a walk and also 1 reaching on an error. He's had 5 ground ball outs in this game, and the top of the lineup coming up now, it's Aaron Hicks, then Brian Dozier and Joe Mauer. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes on Hicks. Boyd has struck out 2, walked 1. 2 double plays turned behind him. Popped him up. Right side of the infield. It's going to be Kinsler. 1 away. You join us for the middle game in this series against the Twins. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. tomorrow night with Tigers Live. Tigers and Twins tomorrow at 6 p.m. It'll be right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
It's been an odd year here at home. Tigers playing game number 80 here tonight at Comerica Park, and they come in with a record of 37 and 41 at home.
Hard to believe. That floats in for a strike on Brian Dozier.
Game number 80 is tomorrow night.
Dozier swings right through at 0-2.
Man, that's the best piece of cheese that Boyd has thrown today. It's a 4-seam fastball. Reached back across the seams, came off the fingertips nicely, elevated at 92 miles an hour. Dozier swung right through it. And Dozier is a pretty good high fastball hitter.
Ooh. 1-2.
And so if he's thinking about going back upstairs with another fastball to see if he can get him to chase, he better make sure he gets it up high enough to where Dozier can't do any damage with it.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Ooh, that change piece today that Boyd is featuring is absolutely nasty.
Pulled the string on him again.
But look at the fading action on it. I mean, the ball starts out on the outside corner, and that's exactly what Dozier sees. And then all of a sudden, that ball just fades away into the glove of James McCain.
Now Joe Mauer with 2 outs. He knocked into a double play in his first at bat. They had him played up the middle, and he hit it right at Romine. That'll get back out of play 0-1.
That's something that Mauer has done more of this year as well, swinging at first pitches. And the batting average down this year for Mauer, only at .265, but some of the other numbers are really good for him. On base percentage is not bad. He's done well with runners in scoring position.
Mauer has 340 career doubles, and there's only one Twin that has had more on the charts, the double charts in Minnesota history, and that would be Kirby Puckett.
Kirby Puckett.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball to first base, straight at Cabrera, who bobbles. Better hurry. The throw is in time for the out. And they'll go 1-2-3 here in the 4th inning. Boyd got over there quickly and took the throw just in time for the out. Tomorrow the Tigers take on these Twins at 7:08. Fan Appreciation Weekend. The first 10,000 fans receive a free 2016 Magnet schedule. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Your last dwindling days to watch Tigers baseball this summer, although the weather has really hung in there nicely here late in September. Another gorgeous day in the Motor City today. Miguel Cabrera leads it off, then Victor Martinez and J.D. Martinez.
Pelfrey with already 5 strikeouts in the contest through the first 3 innings. He's gotten Ghost twice, he's gotten Kinsler twice, and he's gotten Miguel once.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Miguel has really not been able to figure Pelfrey out in his big league career. And Miggy hitting only .231 coming into play today against Pelfrey in 26 at-bats.
1-2.
And his first strikeout of the evening was an awkward-looking swing on a breaking ball, and that fastball up was thrown right by Miggy in the mid-90s.
Swing and a miss, and he's going to strike out Cabrera for the 2nd time.
Well, we're going to make that our bell tire pitch by pitch. It's not often you see Miguel strike out in his first 2 plate appearances, but he's done the same thing to Ghost, and he's also done the exact same thing to Ian Kinsler. Now here's that pitch by pitch. First pitch breaking ball, then he comes back with 3 hard fastballs, throwing the last 2 right by Miggy, although they had a little late tailing action on him. The velocity was 95 on both of those pitches.
You know what else you don't see very often? The Tigers' 1, 2, and 3 hitters are a combined 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts. And there's a strike called on Victor Martinez. Victor bounced out 4-3, right smack dab into that shift, where the second baseman Dozier is playing in the outfield grass.
Victor can beat the shift really anytime he wants to. I mean, he's got an inside-out swing which will allow him to hit the ball to left field.
1 ball, 1 strike. Minnesota just finished up a series with Cleveland in which they won 2 out of 3. Checked it low.
And Pelfrey really hasn't been a strikeout artist this season. His top strikeout games are 7. He's done that twice. He already has 6 here with 1 out in the 4th inning.
Two and 2 now on Martinez. It's funny, you get late into a season, your team is in a pennant race, maybe you do some things you don't normally do. He's throwing with good velocity today. The strikeouts are up. Twins really need this game. They need to win as many as they can down the stretch, trying to catch Houston, which is stumbling to the finish line but still holds that second wild card. Here's the 2-2. Full count now, 3-2 on Martinez.
Victor did a nice job laying off that split-fingered fastball there thrown by Pelfrey.
Yankees still have the top wild card position. Houston now just 7 over the 500 mark. And Cleveland and Baltimore are still kind of hanging around.
Still lurking.
Here's the 3-2. J.D. Martinez is next, and he is waiting in the on-deck circle. Tigers dropped that doubleheader to the White Sox and then won the next 2. Bouncing ball again right to Dozier in short right field. And Martinez is 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls to second.
Well, Tigers need to get ready to hit that fastball. Of the total 56 pitches so far that Pelfrey has thrown, 75% of those have been fastballs. There you have it. Heavy dose of heaters thrown tonight so far by Mike.
The Twins are probably without Trevor May tonight. He has been hurting a little bit, so he's been one of their key late inning performers, although they did reinstate Ricky Nolasco from the disabled list. He had an ankle problem. They put him on the DL in June. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, JD Martinez did not like that last strike call here.
Whoa.
And Mike Mulinski is already giving Pelfrey way too much room on the outside part of the plate. JD said not only was it down, but that ball is outside as well.
That hit his bat for another piece of bad luck. 1-2.
If you're Pelfrey, you might as well stand in the outside corner all night till he stops giving you that call.
Why not?
Yep. Here it comes. Little two-seamer off the plate outside.
Swing and a miss.
Now JD's forcing a swing at that pitch because he thinks Mike Mulinski, the home plate umpire, is going to call it a strike.
7 strikeouts for Pelfrey. Still no score. Is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. We are still looking for our first run as we go to the top of the 5th inning. The Twins coming to the dish. Sano, Plouffe, and Hunter here in the top of the 5th. Facing Matt Boyd, who's been awfully good so far. And a bit of delay, some going on in the field down the third base line. And making both Sano and Boyd wait. Matt Boyd had a 1-2-3-4. He has been helped out by 2 double plays that he's induced. Earlier tonight, it's Michigan night here at the ballpark. Did you see who threw out the first pitch tonight, Ron?
Yeah, I did see Jalen Rose throw out the first pitch, and he threw a strike.
Here's the form.
He threw from the mound, too.
See, that's what made that impressive, because most folks that throw that first pitch are standing right in front of the mound.
We've seen a lot of basketball players throw out first pitches the last few years, and that one by Jalen Rose looks like it's a whole lot better than some of the other cats we've been watching.
Well, he threw a strike, and that's all that matters. We wait now for the Tigers and the Twins to resume this game. A little bit of an issue in the stands down the left field line, so Boyd will continue to warm up.
5-0 got him now, though.
Yep. Party's over.
Yep. One phone call. They still give you a phone call. You got text nowadays.
probably get the text. I don't know. But the pokey is awake. All right, here we go. Boyd back on the hill.
Not that I would know anything about the phone calls.
I was wondering about that. You were pretty quick on that. Hey, man, you get one phone call.
I had to make sure I got that in.
Here is Sano. He looks at a ball high.
Folks at home, I was right though about the phone call.
And the texting. He seemed to have a lot of experience. Sano struck out his first time up. Ew, he straightens him up with the heater up and in.
That's a good pitch. And make him move his feet. And now you can go back inside with a good hard fastball, or you can simply fade a good, nice changeup down and away from Sano, because you know he's going to be swinging from his heels on this next pitch.
And he missed high with it. 3-0 on Sano. Plouffe and then Hunter to follow in the 5th inning. That is in there, 3-1. Miguel Sano among the best rookies in the American League. 17 homers, 49 driven in. It's only 22. And he'll take ball 4.
Good at bat by Sano.
Yeah, Sano was carved up in his first at bat, but that one much better. Second walk for Boyd. Well, what do we have? We still have the top 3: Correa, Sano, and Lindor.
I was all in on Correa earlier this year, but I think I'm kind of, at least right now, leaning toward Francisco Lindor of the Rookie of the Year in the American League.
Really?
Yeah, right now.
There's a ball outside as Plouffe was showing bunt.
We did not show him on that picture, but their outfielder, Rosario, their left fielder, he's a rookie too, and he's had a special season. He'll probably finish 4th in the Rookie of the Year balloting this season.
2-0 the count on Plouffe.
Really no need to panic here if you're Boyd. And Trevor Plouffe has already grounded into 27 double plays this year. All you need to do is make a simple pitch at the bottom of the strike zone and see if he'll cooperate for the 28th time this season. Tigers have already turned 2 today behind Boyd.
Low 3-0.
.27 he's hit into. That's the most in majors.
Now the 3-0 pitch coming to Plouffe. He'll take, and it's down the middle, 3-1.
You wonder how much that little mini delay we had here at the start of the 5th inning has taken Boyd out of his rhythm. He walked Sano on 5 pitches, and he fell behind Trevor Plouffe. 3 balls, no strikes.
And there's ball 4 that missed way high, and now the Twins have something going here with back-to-back walks to begin the 5th. That's going to bring Jeff Jones out. Boyd has missed on 8 of 10 pitches in this inning.
And up until this particular inning, he had tremendous command. He was pounding the strike zone with all 4 of his pitches.
He had gotten a 1-2-3 4th inning. But now 2 walks here in the 5th. Home plate umpire Mike Mulinski coming out to break up the conversation.
Here's our high-speed pitch, and as always, it is brought to you by Xfinity. 92. Top fastball so far thrown tonight by Matt Boyd. 69 with a breaking ball. That breaking ball was about 2 pitches into the contest against Aaron Hicks.
So now here is Torrey Hunter with runners at first and second. Torrey popped up in his first at bat.
A lot of room down at third base. Castellanos better be careful. Torrey will bunt for a base hit every now and then down in that direction.
Ooh, he showed it that time.
He wanted to strike there too, because he would have gotten that ball down and he would have gotten himself a base hit. Now Castellanos come in a couple steps.
Sano at second, Plouffe at first. Off the end of the bat, foul, 1-1.
It's a good pitch. He continues to not give in. Even though he's fallen behind some hitters, he has still stayed with his off-speed pitches, whether it be the changeup or the curveball. Here's the changeup on a 1-0 count, and you can see the Torrey looking for the fastball. He opened those hips up too soon and hit the ball off the end of the bat.
Back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Torrey Hunter, who is third among all active players in games played, over 2,300 games played in his career.
Man, it is one thing to be a designated hitter and playing at age 40. It's a whole other ball game when you're still playing the outfield and playing in a lot of games in the outfield and contributing the way that Torrey has this year.
And it's ripped foul down the left field line.
I mean, he's got 22 homers and he's driven in 76 this year at age 40.
Pretty impressive. The question is, will Torrey come back next year?
That's going to be a real tough decision for him, Mario, because if he does come back next year, as we take a peek at his career numbers over 19 seasons, they've got 3 really good young outfielders that I think are knocking on the door that are ready to play every day, and that would be Buxton along with Rosario and Hicks. So if you're Torrey Hunter, you have to be open to a backup role.
Little chopper, third base side. It's going to be shoveled to second high, and everybody is safe.
I've never ever seen, in all the games the Tigers have played this year, I've not seen Castellanos try to make a throw like this. And he's just way too far for the underhand throw. No shot to get the out there. He should have simply thrown the ball overhand like he does all the time, and they would have at least gotten 1 out. And it just goes back to, Mario, when you don't ever practice anything, when you try it in the game, more than likely you're not going to be able to complete it the way that you want to.
Boy, I have not seen, that's an error, by the way, to load the bases. Tigers want to look at it, but I think the runner at second base, Plouffe, was able to reach back around. I've never seen an underhand toss from that length ever. And Kinsler had to sky to get that ball.
And by skying, he prevented the Minnesota Twins from scoring a run. Look how far he is right now from Ian Kinsler. And then he just flips the ball underneath and it just sails on him.
Kinsler never applied a tag here, it didn't appear. Now the runner is off the bag, but he never tagged him. Had he touched him there, he's still off the bag. They might have gotten an out. So the Tigers will not challenge. They are loaded now with nobody out. Here's Eddie Rosario.
Yeah, here's one of those young-looking rookies we were talking about having a special season. He's played so well. He's getting the start tonight against the left-hander and not Byron Buxton, who is a right-handed batter.
271 this year with men in scoring position for Rosario, who flied to deep center his first time up. Driven high in the air and deep into right center field, way back. That ball is up, and that ball is off the top of the wall. 3 runs will come around. Throw to third base, not in time. It's a triple for Eddie Rosario, who very nearly hit a grand slam.
That's his 15th triple of the year, and boy, has he had an outstanding rookie campaign. That was a hanging changeup that Rosario got out in front of and drilled off the out-of-town scoreboard for a triple and 3 more RBIs. He missed from an eyelash of that ball going out of here.
Now Brad's going to come out and ask if that glove from that fan actually touched the ball. But right now it's a 3-bagger.
So if that fan did touch the ball, are they saying that that would be a double and only 2 of those runs would score?
That's what Brad's arguing right now. And I believe they're going to go look at it.
So it wouldn't be a judgment call as to where that ball was. There's no doubt Torrey Hunter scores anyway. As soon as that fan touches it, it's dead.
Well, we'll have to wait and see on that, because I think Brad would want him to go back to second.
Oh, I don't think he got to go back to second. Maybe third.
No, I'm talking about Rosario.
Oh, right.
Second.
Rosario.
So the umpires right now are going to take, or have New York take a look at it. Right now it stands as a 3-run triple. He hit the stuffings out of that ball.
He's had a great year.
So hard to tell.
Kid's right here.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard to tell whether the ball changes directions or anything.
This is an umpire review here. This is not a challenge. This is an umpire review. So Brad simply came out and asked the umpires to look at it.
This might be our best look.
It's just, the problem is you can't get close enough to really see. I mean, it appeared on that last one that it might have changed direction. And we've got our decision. And now they want Brad to come out. I mean, they're going to call it a triple, I believe. So the triple, it appears, will stand.
And when we get an explanation from New York, we will pass it along to you.
You know, the body language of Mike Winter said, you know what, look, we looked at it, we just can't tell with any certainty. I mean, really, can you tell by looking at that, Rod, with any certainty that it hit his glove?
No, I really can't. And the point that I was making, too, that's a triple all day, every day anyway. And Torrey would have scored from first base with his speed. So I'm wondering if that came into play, too. But we'll see exactly what New York has to say.
Well, they did say fan interference. 3 runs scored, though. So they would have said that the runs would have scored anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And so Rosario will stay at third base.
And Tigers playing the infield in.
It's fouled back out of play by Suzuki.
All of a sudden, Boyd in this particular inning, after really cruising through the first 4, walked the first 2 hitters, Sano and Plouffe, and then a costly error by Nick Castellanos, and then the triple by Rosario.
You got to go back to 91 when Ray Lankford had 15 RBIs for a rookie to have that many, or 15 triples, I should say.
Is he in the Rookie of the Year conversation for you?
For me, he is. I don't think he'll win it. That's popped up left side of the infield, and it's going to be Kinsler. Will not score the run. 1 out. Yeah, I think he is right. I think the problem is Correa and Lindor have just created so much momentum right now.
And they've gotten a lot of attention.
They really have, and I think that probably is going to carry either one of them to the Rookie of the Year honor. So that's a big out. They want to try and keep this run at third base. 1 gone. Here is Escobar. Twins get their first hit of this game, a 3-run triple off the bat of Eddie Rosario.
I don't know if Paul Molitor will do so here, but Escobar is a guy that can really handle the bat if they're thinking about a possible squeeze with the infield in. If you're the Tigers, that always has to cross your mind.
And ball 1 misses outside. 1-0. Escobar knocked into a double play in his first at bat. He's got a runner at third, less than 2 outs, trying to drive him in. 3-0 in the 5th for Minnesota.
So the only hit of the game so far given up by Boyd is a huge one.
It's huge, all right. It's golfed back out of play. 1-1. It very nearly left the ballpark for a grand slam. It hit off the top of the wall, and as you saw, off the glove of that youngster out in right center.
Escobar is pretty good, efficient in these situations. And 13 of 21. And getting that runner in from third, less than 2 outs. That's 62%. Major League average just 50%.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 now on Escobar. To get this out here, the Tigers can push the infield back with 2 outs. Popped him up. This won't be driving the run in either. Kinsler is back there to the grass to make the catch, and there are 2 gone. Now he's going to try and score. Throw to the plate, gets away.
How about that?
And the run will score. How about that from Rosario?
Are you kidding me? Ian Kinsler was 2 feet. I mean, literally 2 feet on the outfield grass when he caught this ball, and Rosario took off from third base, and he never stopped.
I've never seen that ever.
Are you kidding me?
Have you ever seen that?
No, I'm not from that distance, Mario. No. I mean, you've seen some plays where the middle infielders, they go out and they make a play, but their bodies turn toward the outfield, so they've got to catch it
right
and then turn around and throw. He never stopped.
Ladies and gentlemen, the shortest sacrifice fly in the history of the game. Barely out to the outfield grass. Boy, that took some guts there from Rosario. And it's 4-0.
It was almost like Rosario, when we took a look at one of those last looks, he took about 5 steps, then he noticed that Ian was kind of nonchalant throwing that ball in, and he just never stopped.
Well, what a hustle play by Rosario. Here's a bouncing ball to third. That'll stay in play for Castellanos, and scooped at first base. Hicks is out. Inning is over, but a big inning. 4-0 Minnesota. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Play to score on an extremely short sacrifice fly, and the Twins have a 4-0 lead now. The Tigers got to get the bats going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Castellanos, McCann, and Romine facing Mike Pelfrey.
And Pelfrey on top of his game tonight already with 7 strikeouts, which equals a season high.
And the first one is in there for a strike at the knees of Castellanos.
And still pumping those fastballs in there at 94, 95 miles an hour.
Nick had a single back in the 2nd. Tigers had their best chance to score. Fly ball in the air toward left field, hit pretty good, and it's going to be over the head of Rosario. It bounces over the wall. That'll be a ground rule double. And the Tigers lead off the 5th with a 2-base hit.
Pelfrey's got to be kicking himself here because this is a breaking ball, and it's not a good breaking ball after throwing so many good fastballs today and throwing the ball by so many hitters. He comes back and hangs a breaking ball. Give Castellanos some credit for ripping that ball over the left fielder's head for a ground rule double.
So leadoff man on, and that'll bring up James McCann. That is the 4th Tigers hit of the day. McCann bounced out his first time up. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, the one thing that the Minnesota Twins do need here tonight from Pelfrey, and he's giving it to them, they need him to stay out there a while. And Kyle Gibson started for them yesterday and only pitched into the 4th inning. And so they had to get over 6 innings out of their bullpen. Their bullpen was great, but you don't want to run to your bullpen in the 4th inning again.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Dixon Machado has moved to the on-deck circle with Romine due up next. So it looks like he'll be taking over. McCann trying to do something about a leadoff double. And the 0-2. Sliced foul down the right field line. McCann 29 multi-hit games this year, 4th best among American League rookies. Soft little looper back a second. That'll fall. Base hit. Here comes Castellanos. They're going to stop him at 3rd. And the Tigers now have 2 men on.
Kind of shocked at the fact that Pelfrey's now giving up 2 hits here in this particular inning. One on a breaking ball, this one on a split-fingered fastball after being so successful and with the heater all night long. That's a good pitch. And better hitting by James McCann.
Flare out to right field, and now Machado will step in for Romine. Still nobody out. Tigers trying to answer the 4th spot from Minnesota. Machado batting .234. Ball 1. Dixon, an all-star this year in the minor leagues. .22 doubles, 4 homers down at Toledo this year. Here's the 1-0. We'll get back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike on Machado. Tigers now have 5 hits. The Twins have only 1, but Minnesota a big hit, a 3-run triple off the bat of Rosario. Foul back, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Tigers have done a nice job getting the first 2 base runners on in this inning. In the bottom half of the 5th, after that 4 spot was put on the board by the Minnesota Twins in the top half of the inning. If they can somehow push a couple of runs across the board, get closer, and make this a game.
Pelfrey 7 strikeouts in this ball game. Slow roller hit towards second. Charging Dozier fires to second. 1. That's all they get. The run will score as Castellanos comes in. It'll be an RBI for Dixon Machado.
It's a good heads-up play by their second baseman Dozier, getting that force out at second base, keeping the double play in order for Pelfrey, who throws a lot of ground balls. It's a good heads-up play by Dozier.
Because the ball really wouldn't hit all that hard. His momentum was taking him toward first base. And now Rajai Davis will step in. Davis hit the ball hard his first time up, straight at the center fielder. Hicks actually had to make a running play on it, but hit hard nonetheless. Rajai looks at ball one. Action in the bullpen. Blaine Boyer is warming up for Minnesota. Machado had 15 steals this year down at Toledo. His team is down though 4-1 here in the 5th inning. He'll draw a throw. Zach Dixon had 15 steals, caught only 3 times. Low and away, 3-0 now on Rajai Davis. Top of the order, Ghost waiting on deck. Pelfrey in some trouble here after his teammates gave him a 4-0 lead. There's a strike, 3-1.
Second time through the batting order right now for the Tigers, and you can see what numbers Pelfrey has given up second time through. And 3-11. Tigers have 1 run on the board, 1 out, threatening to score some more. And but Pelfrey always just 1 pitch away from getting out of a jam with that power sinker.
That'll get back out of play. 3-2 now on Rajai Davis. Win that series against the White Sox was awfully good. 6 for 12 against the Chicago Ball Club. And now Rajai is hit safely in 3 in a row. Pelfrey's numbers starting to pile up now. The pitch count has hit 75. 3-2 on Davis. And a ground ball foul. He cued that one to the other side. Davis and Ghost both in the lineup again here tonight. They give the Tigers speed at the bottom of the lineup and the top. Rarely this season have they played together, especially down the stretch. Tyler Collins has gotten a lot of reps in left field.
A couple days ago, Brad had Davis and Anthony Ghost batting at the top of the batting order, 1-2.
Line drive to right, base hit. But Davis has a good at bat, and the Tigers now have runners at first and second.
What a beautiful piece of hitting by Davis against a sinker baller, a guy that throws as hard as Pelfrey's been throwing here tonight, and you know you're going to get that sinker. You have to take an inside-out swing, which allows you to pull the hands close to the body and create a bat angle, which would allow you to drive the ball the opposite way. And Rajai Davis did all of that.
So Pelfrey now in his first real major jam. He's given up a run here. 2 on, only 1 out. Neil Allen coming out to have a talk with his right-hander. Paul Molitor looking over the lineup card as Anthony Gose comes strolling in. Then you've got Kinsler, then you got Cabrera. So it's getting a little bit more difficult now for Pelfrey. Matt Boyd gave up 4 in the top of this inning. The Tigers offense, though, trying to get him back in it. Goes so for 2, couple of punch outs. And it's ball 1.
Tigers have done a pretty nice job in this particular inning of laying off that sinker ball at the bottom of the strike zone that Pelfrey has continued to throw.
.29 double plays induced this year by Pelfrey. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He has been throwing that heater right by Anthony all night long.
Gose, a strikeout in the first, a strikeout in the third. 2 men on here. Left side of the infield wide open for Gose. And missed outside. 2-1. So Pelfrey is at 80 now. He's thrown 20 in this inning alone. He's retired only 1 batter. Low. Gose now ahead 3-1.
Both Boyd and Pelfrey, the starting pitchers in tonight's game, were cruising through 4. Throwing a lot of strikes. Of course, Boyd gave up 4 in the top half of this inning, and Pelfrey's in jeopardy of giving up more.
Three and 2 now on Gose. Boyd had allowed just 3 hits, 2 runs in his last start against the Royals, but gave up 4 in the top of this inning. Really was the base on balls that got him into trouble. Leadoff walks to Sano and Plouffe. 3 and 2 on Anthony Gose. Lifted in the air toward left, straight to Rosario. And the runners will retreat. 2 gone. We'll bring up Ian Kinsler. That is the first ball put in play by the top 3 in the Tigers lineup. Kinsler has fanned twice. .289 this year with runners in scoring position. And a ball high and away, 1-0. Got some word on Andrew Romine. He left the game with right groin soreness, so he is day to day. That's why he was taken out for Dixon Machado. Kinsler sends a ground ball to second. Dozier right there, and that'll end the inning. The Tigers will be settling for 1 run. 5 in the books here at the ballpark. It is 4-1 Twins. battle for control of the National League wild card between the Pirates and Cubs. Then the Brewers take on the NL Central leading Cardinals in a game you can see only on FS1. Coverage starts Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox and continues at 6:30 Eastern on FS1. Cubs had a chance to clinch today, but they did not, did they?
Garrett Cole started for the Pittsburgh Pirates today, so that's always a very tough thing to do against Garrett Cole.
Dixon Machado stays in the game to play short. Brian Dozier leads it off. Twins bat in the 6th inning. Ball one outside. It'll be Dozier, Mauer, Sano versus Matt Boyd, who surrendered the 4th spot in the 5th inning.
You think the St. Louis Cardinals will be okay without Yadier Molina?
I don't know, man. He just affects the game in so many different ways.
I mean, their pitching staff, 1 run less as far as the ERA is concerned when Molina's behind the plate compared to any other catcher.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, it goes beyond the numbers and how many guys he can throw out, but just his ability to call a game and command a game, that's big.
Pitchers, they don't shake him off. I mean, that's how much respect he commands, and he just takes over the entire game. He will be missed.
Here's the 3-0. And he throws his strike on the outer edge. No walks here because Boyd gave up 2 of those in the 5th. They both came around to score. And there's a walk. Leadoff man on. Game break time now. We check in with Trevor Thompson. Yeah, Trev, it is starting to look more and more like Toronto is going to win that American League East, and they have their ace now in David Price. They've made some good moves, and, well, they're kind of in command now. Here's Joe Mauer with 1 on, nobody out.
They are really enjoying their baseball right now in Toronto. Packed house every single night. Those fans are fired up in Toronto.
I know it was only 1 series, but the series the Tigers played in Toronto there against the Blue Jays, man, that was just eye-opening as to how prolific that offense can be. Now, can they do it in the postseason consistently? Mauer drops down a bunt, and McCann thought about going to second, will not. That'll advance the runner.
Something that Mauer has done this year. He's bunted for about 3 or 4 base hits down the third base line.
So the Twins trying to get that run back they gave up. 4 runs on 1 hit for the Twins. 1 run on 6 hits for the Tigers. Sano had a walk. He also struck out.
In case you're wondering, they gave Mauer a sacrifice on that bunt.
Boyd now has walked 4 batters. Way outside, 1-0 to Sano.
And we told you coming in that Boyd had pitched much better here at Comerica Park in his 4 starts. He had a 1-1 record with an ERA at about 3.38.
Albuquerque in the Detroit bullpen. Good block there by McCann. 2-0.
Second consecutive at bat where the youngster Miguel Sano has himself in a really nice friendly fastball count. And you just wonder if they're going to put him on here or pitch around him with 1 out and Trevor Plouffe in the on deck circle, especially with the many ground ball double plays as Plouffe has grounded into this season. They have to be considering not pitching to Sano here.
It would seem strategically to be the move to make.
Yep, got an open base.
You know, if you follow the numbers.
Now will Sano let Boyd walk him?
Right. There's a bluff chasing Dozier back. Here's the 2-0. He popped him up. Shallow right field. Kinsler for the out.
Sano has got to be kicking himself. He got an 89-mile-per-hour fastball in a 2-0 count, and he swung at it like he really wasn't expecting a fastball. He basically jammed himself with his 89-mile-per-hour heater. Just didn't get it.
So McCann again goes out to the mound. Trevor Plouffe stepping in. Dozier holding at second base. Plouffe with a walk and a ground out. Run scored as well. Tigers have won 5 of 6 at home here against the Twins. Outside 1-0.
Whoa. Since 2013, Plouffe has really struggled on the road.
120 in this ballpark. And he fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Plouffe this year .310 though, with men in scoring position. In there, a strike called. 1-2.
You gotta be careful here if you throw Plouffe something soft. He was clearly sitting on something soft, and when he took that fastball right down the middle for strike 2.
Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes, and that is that for the Twins. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The big boys coming up. Cabrera, Martinez.
Four or five innings, at least for 4, he was lethal. A lot of sink on that fastball, anywhere from 93 to 95, moving all over the place. Season high 7 strikeouts for Pelfrey tonight. Before he left this game, Tigers really could do nothing against him until the 5th inning when they got a couple of hits against him on breaking balls. But that fastball had a lot of life on it here tonight.
Season high 7 strikeouts. It ties a season high. Now Miguel Cabrera leads it off in the bottom of the 6th inning. for the Tigers, and he looks at the ball low. A wall side windows pitching change. Who's on? We've got Blaine Boyer.
And Boyer's got a good fastball, gets up to about 92. He also has a slider. He has a curveball. He has a changeup. So he has all 4 pitches. He's had a nice year too, pitching out of that bullpen.
Now the outer edge, 1-1.
And Pelfrey was getting that pitch. And now Boyer is getting that pitch. And a lot of the Tigers have been beefing about that outside pitch today that Mike Mulinski's been calling a strike.
You tell Miggy wants to say something, but he's biting his tongue there.
Yeah, his action said it all.
Yep. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Well, Miggy is swinging right through fastballs here tonight. He missed the game a couple days ago with what, a tender bat.
Yeah.
And he is swinging today like the bat is not necessarily 100%. I mean, they've thrown a lot of fastballs by Miguel here tonight that he hasn't even fouled off.
Boy, you're ready with the 1-2. Just got a piece of it. Boyer was reinstated from the DL back in the the late part of August. He missed 16 games, elbow inflammation. Native of Atlanta, he's 34 years old, pitched in the National League with the Braves, his hometown team.
So he had a chance to pitch at the house.
Sure did. Here's the 1-2. High, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Miguel. Victor Martinez next, then JD Martinez, right through the teeth of the Tigers lineup for Boyer. Driven to right field on a line, and Hunter makes the basket catch. 1 out. He just talked about that innings ago. Torrey makes a pretty nice run at play here.
Yeah, at age 40, still covers a lot of ground in the outfield. Nine Gold Gloves Torrey won. Most of those in Minnesota. And most of those in center field.
He's played over 19,000 innings. 19,000.
He's been blessed.
Where do you think he keeps his Gold Gloves? Like on the fireplace mantle?
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably got a real nice trophy room at home with all the accolades he's been able to achieve in his big league career. Silver Slugger, 9 Gold Gloves. He's made all-star teams. I'm sure he's got a ton of jerseys.
Yeah, he probably has a whole wing of his house devoted to that. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a lot of fans here at Comerica tonight.
I saw quite a few number 48 jerseys tonight, and with Tigers on the front of them too for T.
Well, the 2-0 count now. They're employing a shift here against Victor Martinez. Plouffe is moving over to the other side of second. Twice Victor has bounced right into the shift. The 2-0. And he drills that one foul. He was out in front of it. Hammered it, 2-1.
Last 8 or 9 games, Victor's been on fire. I remember it like it was yesterday when the team was in Minnesota about 10 days ago or so, and Victor was talking about how difficult this year was for him, and it was his worst year of his career. But in his last 9, he's been outstanding.
That'll back him out of the 3-1. Well, it's hard to come into a season healthy, let alone behind the 8 ball a little bit, which is what Victor did. Certainly was not 100% because of the offseason knee surgery.
Yeah, even when he started playing in spring training, and even though he started the season on the active roster, he was not quite 100%. But Victor wanted to go out there for his team, and he's been there for his team every step of the way this season.
Now to Rosario in left for the second out. That'll bring up JD Martinez. When you look at Martinez's numbers this year, you also have to consider that for a large swath of the season, Victor was on the DL, and then for a large part of the season, Miguel was on the DL, but the one constant that remained in the middle of the Tigers lineup as a power threat was this guy right here, JD Martinez.
Yeah, and he's had a marvelous year. And 37 homers, he's driven in 98, looking to drive in 100, and for the first time in his big league career.
Strike one. They play him to pull, shifting to the left side.
And his first time up today, he simply fought one off tonight and beat the shift, and by hitting one into right field.
Bouncing ball to third. Tough play behind the bag. Plouffe is going to one hop it to first. Safe at first base. It'll be an infield hit for JD. See if the Twins want to look at it. Bang, bang.
It's a nice play by Plouffe. He had to back up on the ball to create the best hop possible. And then he basically threw all in one motion. He bounced the ball across the diamond, but JD Martinez appeared to get to the bag about the same time that ball was getting into the glove.
He beat it out. Infield single. Tigers have their 7th hit, and that's going to bring up Nick Castellanos. Two-base hit, run scored in the 5th inning. He's 2 for 2 in this game. And he slings one in there for a strike. Warriors' major league career began in 2005 with the Atlanta Braves. Parts of 5 years with Atlanta, also pitching for St. Louis in Arizona. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 on Nick. Castellanos came into this game hitting over 300 over his last month or so, last 33 games. Casey Fiend is the right-hander. Neil Kotz is the lefty. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Castellanos dispatched on 3 pitches. That'll be it for the Tigers. We go to the 7th. The Twins tomorrow and Sunday, and get half-price tickets for select sections. For tickets, visit Tigers.com and then enter the coupon code Thank You to take advantage of that. We've got a new pitcher now. It's a wall-side windows pitching change. Mr. Albuquerque is on.
Albuquerque is pitching in his 66th game this year. The ERA at 4.40. I mean, there was a time where Albuquerque had gotten that earned run average down in the 2s, but the last number of times he has gone out there, he's given up some runs, and therefore the average, the ERA has gone back to 4.40.
Torrey Hunter leads it off. It'll be Hunter and then Rosario and Kurt Suzuki. So Matt Boyd done after 6, allowing just 1 hit. That's it. But it was a biggie with the bases loaded, a triple. 4-1 Minnesota. Hunter scoring after reaching on a fielder's choice in the 5th inning. Torrey had his bat broken, it sounded like. This one will get back into the seats. No balls, 2 strikes. Hunter now has 353 home runs in his career. Of those, 214 have been hit as a Minnesota Twin. Spent a couple of years here in Detroit. He hit 34 home runs in his couple of seasons as a Tiger. It'll bounce in, 1-2. Eddie Rosario waiting on deck. Hunter swings and misses.
Let's take a look at the big boy, big play of the game. Rosario had just tripled and cleared the bases and was standing on third base when Escobar popped up to Ian Kinsler 3 or 4 feet on the outfield grass, and Rosario took off for third base. McCann could not handle the throw from Ian Kinsler, and he scored. One of the shortest sacrifice flies you will ever see in the big league.
And they back him out of there, 1 ball to no strikes. Rosario now batting .269 overall this year, 49 RBIs. The 1-0 is a strike called, and he's done a really good amount of that damage against the Tigers.
They say he really should have made their team out of spring training this year. That's how well he played in spring, but he did not make the team, but he got called up shortly after the season began.
2-1. These are updated here now. 393 against the Tigers this year. 6 RBIs, 4 extra base hits. He fought that one off. Looked like it might have been ball 3.
He's got a quick bat. And some more numbers on Rosario. He is the only player in the major leagues and with double digits in steals, homers, triples, and doubles. You're looking at him. He's the only one in the majors.
Found that hard to believe. I thought Trout might have been on that list, but he only has 5 triples. Swing and a miss, and Albuquerque strikes him out. 2 gone. That'll bring up Kurt Suzuki.
That's a slider here thrown by Albuquerque. And that he doesn't bury to the back foot of Rosario where he likes to get his strikeouts. That one was over the plate at about 86, but Rosario swung right through it for a change.
Pop up and a walk for Kurt Suzuki. .240 batting average this year. Strike 1. It's one of those nights where the line score just doesn't seem to make sense. The Tigers have out hit the Twins 7-1, but they're trailing 4-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I see that Cleveland is leading Kansas City tonight, 3-0. How about those Royals? They're probably a little bit woozy from last night.
Yeah, you think?
All the celebrating they were doing.
He's probably got all the kids playing tonight too.
Fouled away.
And Kansas City better keep it going, though, if they want to continue to have the best home record in the American League.
Fiend warming up in the Minnesota bullpen. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that is still something very big for them to play for.
It really is.
Line drive foul down the right field line. 6 innings of work tonight for Boyd, and now Albuquerque here in the 7th. These two clubs match up again tomorrow night. Simon and Tyler Duffy, who exhibited a pretty good breaking ball the last time we saw him. Sent sharply to the shortstop, and that's going to be Machado who is there to throw him out. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Coming up, the McLaren Health Plan 7th inning stretch. Twins have the lead here in game 1 of the series. Mario Rod back here at the ballpark. Really one of those weird games when you think about what Matt Boyd Rod has been able to do, cruising through 4 innings, and all of a sudden it fell apart and really was only one big hit.
Yeah, he walked a couple of batters that are lead off the top half of the 5th inning, and that kind of paved the way for the Minnesota Twins to score those 4 runs in that frame. But you also have to give Mike Pelfrey a lot of credit, who pitched 5 really good innings for the Twinkies today.
You know, Rosario, we keep talking about how good this kid is. He just doesn't get any publicity around the league with guys like Lindor and Sano and Correa, but man, he's right up there.
He is right up there. He's had a wonderful year. We told you that he has double digits in triples, doubles, and a lot of other categories that no one else can boast in the major leagues, and he has played very well in the outfield for them with a ton of assists.
So Casey Fiend will come in now out of the bullpen for Minnesota, guarding a 3-run lead.
And Fiend has been good out of the bullpen for the last number of years for Minnesota. This year he checks in with a 3.26 ERA. He is pitching now in his 60th game. He does not walk many. He's only walked 7 all year.
Fiend will go through the bottom 3. McCann, Machado, Davis. And if anybody gets on, Anthony goes.
And so you can go to the dish against Casey Fiend, and you can go up there with a very aggressive attitude because he does throw so many fastballs.
It'll slide outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCann a single and a ground out. Blaine Boyer threw a scoreless 6th. Fouled back out of play. 1 and 2 on McCann.
And about 85% of the pitches that Casey Fiend throws are either 94 four-seam fastballs, or he likes to cut the fastball about 89 to 91. He also mixes in a slider occasionally, not very often.
Swing and a miss, and McCann is out on strikes, one gone. Well, October means baseball, and FS1 continues to be your home for postseason action with the American League Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and history. It all begins October 8th on FS1, streaming live as well on Fox Sports Go. Machado fouls it back out of play as you look at the wild card standings. And the Angels and Minnesota just a game and a half back. Baltimore has decided that things are not over for them yet.
No, they're not ready to go home either.
Here's the 0-1. Who do you think eventually wins that second wild card spot? Whew. You know, when you look at Houston, they have Keuchel and they have Kazmir and they have McCullers, but they just have not been playing well. Swing and a miss.
They've been so good, though. It would be a shame if they did not get in.
Yeah.
And with the year that they've had, 4 really good months, 4.5 really good months of baseball. But down the stretch, they've stumbled their toe when they've had to play within their division.
Yeah.
Because usually the last 6 weeks of the regular season, you're playing against teams within your division. So they've been getting beat up by the Texas Rangers and some of those other teams.
As they are tonight. Buck Farmer warming up in the bullpen. The Rangers lead 3-0 in the third. There's a soft base hit to center field.
The Rangers just swept them in a 4-game series last weekend in Texas.
So Machado is on with a single, one gone here in the 7th. Here's Rajay Davis.
And the same issues that the Houston Astros have are the exact same with the Minnesota Twins. Really good at home, but both teams really struggle away from their home ballparks.
And I don't think it's within the rules to play all of the playoff games at home, is it?
Nope, can't do that.
Rajay looks at a strike, 0-1. Tigers now have 8 hits and only 1 for Minnesota.
Rajay down there fighting off something.
Now more action in the Tigers bullpen. Farmer is joined by Alex Wilson. Up and in on Davis. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rajay in this ball game singled in the 5th. Tigers had a chance to get more than just the 1 run they got, but they stranded a couple of runners. That was Pelfrey's last inning. Got a fly ball from Ghost and a ground out from Kinsler. And Boyer came on for a scoreless 6th, and now Fien here in the 7th. The former Tiger Casey Fien, albeit very, very briefly. Fouled away, 1-2. Fien, for whatever reason, has found it very comfortable in Minnesota because he's fit nicely into their bullpen.
Takes the ball every time they call down to the bullpen and call his number. Throws nothing but strikes, which is exactly what managers and pitching coaches love. And the guys that come out of the bullpen and aren't afraid to throw the ball over the plate, pitch to contact.
Now the 1-2. High, 2-2. When you get into the 70 range in appearances as a reliever, you know you've been having a pretty good season. You've been used quite a bit. And Fien each of the last 2 years, 73 appearances. They've leaned on him. Chad on the mound now with a man on, a man out. We're in the 7th inning, 4-1 in favor of the Twins. Suzuki went out there for a quick confab with Casey Fee. Now he's back behind the dish. Here's the 2-2. Lifted back out of play. Here's one of the differences tonight. The Tigers 1 through 4 in their lineup are 0 for 12. Ooh. And within that 0 for 12 are 6 strikeouts. So they've relied on the bottom part. But to this point, that bottom part has only produced 1 run. Davis hanging tough. Not going down without a battle. Another foul back to the screen. This will be the 7th pitch coming up in this bat with Anthony Ghost waiting on deck. And another foul. Rajay just up there swatting away, man. He's waiting for something he can handle.
Yes, he is. And Fiend just continues to feature those fastballs anywhere from 90 to 94 miles an hour.
Glenn Perkins warming up now, the left-hander in their bullpen. Another foul back out of play.
Usually when hitters have the kind of at-bat that and Rajay has had so far here against Casey Fiend, and the result is usually a good result for the hitter. He has seen a lot of fastballs. Sooner or later he'll barrel up one of these heaters.
Could be right now. Boy, he is really frustrating Fiend right now. Another one back out of play.
Meanwhile, the fans getting a lot of souvenirs.
Well, it is Fan Appreciation Weekend.
It is.
This will be the 10th pitch coming up in this bat. Machado with a single with 1 out here in the 7th. And another foul by Rajay Davis. Number 11 about to come home. Fiend trying to figure out a way to get him. He has fouled off 6 2-2 pitches. Fiend tries something different, throws to first base.
He wanted to make sure that Dixon over at first hadn't forgot about him. Wanted to make sure that Dixon still knew that Fiend was thinking about him.
Ooh, he thought about it. Fiend tried to get him to go fishing, and now it's 3-2.
And Tigers still trailing by 3 here. Might be a little too risky to start Machado from first base. We'll see what Brad's thinking, though.
The locations of all of the pitches that Fiend has thrown.
All over the map.
Yeah, inside, outside, up, down. Popped up foul. This will get back into the seats. Another souvenir coming. getting better.
Yeah, he saw 2 pitches his first plate appearance, 7 the next one. And now he's getting ready to see pitch number 13 from Fiend.
Popped him up. See if it stays in play. Mauer coming over toward the dugout. Will not have room on the dugout roof, and the battle continues for Rajai Davis. Thirteen pitch at bat so far for Rajai. And Fiend now has thrown 21 in the inning.
You got to give Casey some credit. He continues to throw a lot of strikes. Of the 21 pitches he's thrown, he's only missed the strike zone with 5 of those.
Here comes another fastball. Rajai skies one in the air to left. Fiend is finally going to win this battle. Rosario makes the play, and there are 2 gone.
And Kurt Suzuki, the catcher, now going to walk out to the mound along with Joe Mauer, a couple of veterans, knowing how much energy Casey Fiend had to exert going after Rajai Davis there. So they're simply going to give him a little bit of a breather here.
A 14 pitch at bat. They can take as much time as home plate umpire Mike Malinsky will give them. Malinsky says, let's go. That'll bring up Anthony Gose. Gose 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a flyout. Those at bats were against the starter Pelfrey, who went 5 innings tonight. Allowed just 1 run.
Pelfrey struck out 7 Tigers. Tigers have struck out 9 times tonight.
Ball 1 to Gose. Now Suzuki sets up outside. Gose slices it foul, back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. It'll be up to the Twins bullpen here. They're trying to hold on to this lead. Tigers have other ideas. And they have pretty much controlled for the most part this season series. Tigers have won 10 of the 16. Although the Twins have gotten some big wins in the second half versus Detroit. And leading up to the end of the first half. 2-1 on Gose. It has now turned into a 25 pitch 7th inning for Fiend, but 14 of those against Davis. Just off the plate, 3-1. And you put him on here and you bring the tying run to the plate in a fatiguing Casey Fiend. And he lost in ball 4. That'll be a walk. Put 2 men on. That'll bring up Kinsler. Here comes Neil Allen now. He's going to make a trip out to the mound. Give Fiend a chance to catch his breath here.
That's exactly what he's doing. Also refresh Casey Fiend's memory on the scouting report that they're going to go with here against Ian Kinsler.
Here's our Comerica Bank game summary with Minnesota leading it right now. Andy Rosario, big 3-run triple in the 5th inning. That has been the difference in this game. And the Tigers defense, their first multi-error game since September the 1st.
Yeah, that is one part of their game that has pretty much been with them all season. They've been a good defensive team.
Talked about the top 4 hitters in the Tigers lineup struggling, and they have but a chance to turn that around now. Ian Kinsler stands in, 2 on with 2 outs.
As the former Tiger used to say, Johnny Damon, it only takes one good swing, one good at bat when you've had a difficult day.
Drilled in the air towards center field. That ball is hit well on the run. Is Hicks still going back? Can't get it. It'll go over the wall and into the ivy. And they're going to send Ghost back to third. Tough break for the Tigers. They will get just 1 run.
There is that one good swing, that one good at bat from Ian Kinsler, knowing that he was going to get a fastball from Casey Feed, because that's usually the case. After a pitching coach goes out to visit and talks with a pitcher, 95% of the time that next pitch is going to be a fastball. Ian Kinsler got set very early there with his body and pretty much just used his hands to hit that ball over the head of their center fielder, Aaron Hicks.
That's going to be it for Fein, who is not going to be able to get out of the 7th. He threw 28 pitches in this inning. He will depart. It's a pitching change here in Detroit. We'll be back. Position, and the Tigers have Miguel Cabrera coming up against the new pitcher Glenn Perkins.
It's not often you'll see a manager go to the bullpen and bring a left-hander out of the bullpen to face Miguel Cabrera, but Perkins' numbers a little bit better against Miggy than Casey Fein's numbers were, who just departed the game. Miggy was hitting .462 against Casey Fein, and Paul Molitor was not going to let Miguel swing the bat against him.
.280 against Perkins in his career with a home run, 8 strikeouts, though.
Yeah, nearly 200 points higher against Casey Fein.
1 ball to no strikes on Miguel.
Perkins had been the closer pretty much all season for the Minnesota Twins, but lately he's battled a back ailment and now not closing for them.
Way outside, 2-0 the count on Cabrera. Victor Martinez waiting on deck. RBI double by Ian Kinsler has made it 4-2. Base hit away from tying it up. Way high, 3 balls, no strikes. Perkins hasn't been close.
Either he's not close, Mario, or they're just going to use that open base that they have to their advantage.
Here's that way. And Victor waiting on deck. And Cabrera will take his walk, ball 4. So that'll load the bases. And now Victor will come up. The go-ahead run is on now. Pretty good. 333 against Perkins. Perkins made the All-Star team this year. He's got Ghost, Kinsler, and Cabrera on the bases now with 2 away. Victor is 0 for 3, a couple of groundouts and a flyout. Ball 1. Perkins has not thrown a strike yet.
If you're Victor in this particular situation, you're looking for one fastball in one zone, and if Perkins gives that particular pitch to you, you need to be trying to find a gap somewhere. There it is.
Line drive, base hit, left center field. That's going to tie the game. Cabrera's on his way to third base, and he's in there, and Martinez has a double. It's a 4-4 game. Two-run double for Victor Martinez.
5 straight balls thrown by Perkins, and then he lays a fastball about belt buckle high to the right-handed batting Victor Martinez, and Victor hits one right past the shortstop in the left center field. And by the time Aaron Hicks, the center fielder, gets there to pick it up, Ian Kinsler comes around to score as well.
And now J.D. Martinez can give the Tigers the lead.
Even though Miguel Cabrera really had not swung the bat all that well today, a couple of strikeouts for Mickey and a fly out to right field, Perkins clearly pitched around Miggy to get to Victor Martinez in that particular situation, and it cost him.
A little pop-up foul back out of play. Now it's 0-2 on J.D. Martinez. RBI double Kinsler, 2-run double Victor Martinez, and we're tied at 4. Two hits in this game for J.D. And he misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Twins bullpen unable to hold it. The only hit that J.D. has against Perkins is a homer. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the inning. Not before the Tigers come up big. They send 8 men to the plate, and they tie it up with a 3-run inning. And a 2-run double from Victor Martinez, and just like that, it's now a 4-4 game as we go to the 8th inning. And we've got a new pitcher now for the Tigers. It'll be Alex Wilson coming out of the bullpen.
Wilson has had a real nice season, and pitching in his 59th game. Did not make the team out of spring training. Came up late in April. 7 holds, a 2.22 ERA, a whip just a shade over 1, and he throws a lot of strikes. 38 strikeouts, excuse me, only 11 base on balls given up this season to opposing batters by Wilson.
So brand new ball game now, and here come the Twins in the top of the 8th inning. Eduardo Escobar will stand in, the number 9 hitter. Escobar, then Hicks, and then Dozier. 4 runs on 10 hits for the Tigers. 4 runs on, get this, 1 hit for the Minnesota Twins.
Alex Wilson features a fastball that will top out at about 93 miles an hour. He'll also throw you a slider. He'll cut the fastball. He'll also throw you a changeup, but not very often. Usually fastballs, cutters, and sliders thrown when Wilson enters the game.
2 balls, no strikes. The count on Escobar. Sac fly plus a double play ball.
Escobar's got some power. And don't just throw the fastball down the middle. He's already hit 11 homers this year.
And it's in there, strike called. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sliced foul. That'll get back in the seats. 2-2 on Escobar. Well, the Tigers certainly gotten a lot of good work out of Wilson, although he gave up a big home run earlier on this homestand. And that Verlander start with 2 outs in the 9th. But look at the 60 appearances this year. High fly ball. Right field playable. It'll be Martinez to make the catch. 1 gone.
I guess judging by these numbers, Mario, it's pretty safe to say that Wilson and Hardy will have some spots in that bullpen in 2016 with a 2.64 ERA combined between those two. And then the rest of the bullpen, well, they've struggled a little bit. Their ERA is over 5.
I would agree with that 100%. They have both been outstanding this year. Here's Aaron Hicks. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Hicks 0 for 3. Strikeout, pop up, ground out. High and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers bullpen again this year was an issue. They just were not able to sort it out at any point. Their ERA 4.5, over 4.5 for the relievers this year. That's it for a strike. 1-2.
And many years in the last 4 years when the Tigers were taking the American League Central crown, they had some of the best pitching in all of baseball. Now this year the Tigers are dead last overall in pitching, and of course that bullpen, those numbers are last as well.
Hicks fought that one off his leg or foot, one of the two.
What month was it? It was the month of May when the bullpen just kind of took off, man, and we were thinking to ourselves, this is going to be a pretty nice bullpen the remainder of the way. Kind of hit their stride, started pitching well.
Yeah, they had so many pieces they thought they could count on. Of course, Joe Nathan had to have surgery again, and Jabba Chamberlain just didn't work out, and he was sent packing. And of course, Zalani was sent down, has since come back. And some of the veteran guys they were counting on just were not able to get it done.
Yeah, it's been an odd year, and Brad had to use a lot of players that were in the minor leagues that were starters in the minor leagues come to the major leagues, and all of a sudden pitch out of the bullpen.
One and two on Hicks. Ooh, we just missed with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dozier will be next. We're in the 8th, 4-4 ball game. Twins let a 4-0 lead get away in this one. Checked it inside. The count fills now 3-2 on Hicks.
I think Alex Wilson thought that was strike 3. He had a long look in and toward the home plate umpire. Ball was off the plate.
Little chopper slowly toward the right side, and it's bobbled by Miggy. He'll have no play. That'll put a runner aboard here with one out. It's an E3.
Miggy just kind of rushed here. And ball hit right off the heel of the glove. That is the 4th error of the season for Miguel.
3rd of the game for the Tigers. That's the first 3-error game of the season for the Tigers. Here's Dozier. In there, strike one. Last season, the Tigers had 7 games of 3 or more errors. This is their first one this year.
Yeah, it kind of backs up what we were talking about last half inning, how much better overall their defense has been this year. And they came in ranked 2nd in defense in the American League, at least with the fielding percentage. Omar Vizquel handles the infielders most of the time. Dave Clark handles the outfielders.
Dozier tried to get out of the way and couldn't do it, and his bat hit the baseball 0-2.
Matt Martin also works a lot with the infielders. Matt Martin wears a lot of hats down there, doesn't he?
Well, he's the guy looking at all the replays. He's worked a lot with Nick Castellanos at third base. There's Dave Clark.
As a matter of fact, Castellanos went to go visit Matt Martin in the offseason in Texas. Spent a few days together working on and getting better at third base.
Tigers in that series against the White Sox dropped out of first place in the average column. Kansas City now has the best team batting average, but the Tigers been up there all year long. Now the 0-2. Low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now here's where you might want to throw a fastball up to see if you can get Dozier to swing through it. And more importantly, Hicks on first base is probably anticipating a breaking ball and might try to get a good jump off first to steal the bag. But an elevated fastball would give McCann a really good ball to throw. They're going breaking ball.
Ground ball to third. It's a fair ball knocked out by Castellanos, but everybody is safe. That'll be an infield hit for Dozier. 2 men on now. Base hit for Dozier. It's going to bring up Joe Mauer. Mauer had a sacrifice in his last at bat. He is 0 for 2 otherwise. Also has bounced into a double play. He's got that streak on the line right now in 43 straight games that he's reached base, which is a Twins record. Only the second hit of the ball game for Minnesota. That infield single by Dozier. Tigers tonight have out hit the Twins 10-2. We're tied at 4 in the 8th. Tigers battling back from a 4-0 deficit in this one. And Mauer takes a strike. 0-1.
Batting average down this year for Joe Mauer, but he's still getting it done with runners in scoring position. Only Donaldson of the Toronto Blue Jays and Miguel Cabrera have been better than Joe Mauer this season. Hit into that 21st double play, though.
Little broken bat, soft liner. They might get two. Throw back. He is not in time.
Almost.
Broken bat, soft liner to the shortstop, and quickly back to the bag was Dozier. It's going to bring up Miguel Sano. 2 on and 2 outs. Sano is 0 for 2. He has a walk and a run scored. Pop-up strikeout his other 2 at-bats. Low, ball 1.
Every single plate appearance that Sano has had here tonight, he's had himself in a real friendly count. Either 1-0, 2-0. A couple of his at-bats today, 3-0.
Checked it, strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike on Sano. Voted the 11th best prospect in all of baseball coming into this season. A lot of home runs in the minor leagues, 105 of them to be exact, in 5 minor league campaigns. Bouncer right back to the mound, knocked down by Wilson. He has time and he throws him out. Nice job by Alex Wilson.
No, he didn't panic, did he?
Not at all. And the Twins strand 2. Park. You can follow the Tigers wherever you are with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. That Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and more. Again, MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or your tablet. Here come the Tigers now. Castellanos leads it off. Rips one down the left field line. It's going to get down and go to the wall. It'll be a double for Castellanos. And Nick will slide in with a leadoff 2-base hit here in the 8th.
Pinch runner for Castellanos.
Well, we'll see. Romine, who normally comes in to play for him defensively, is out of the game. Machado has come into the game. Looks like Nick's going to stay in.
And Nick with 2 doubles here tonight. It's the 4th time this year he's had 2 doubles in a game. And McCann's got a job to do. He's got to at least get Castellanos over to third base, which means the bunt's in order. Or he can simply swing the bat and try to drive something the other way.
Want to know on McCann. Ground out, single, strikeout. Tigers now have 11 hits. McCann takes it inside. It gets away from Suzuki. 2-0.
And Trevor Plouffe still a couple of feet in front of that third base bag. He still thinks that McCann might think about getting the bunt down, even though on that last fastball thrown by Perkins, no sign of bunt from McCann.
Four doubles tonight for the Tigers, 7 singles. McCann was not a fan of that last call.
I guess it kind of depends on, too, who's batting behind you. You got Machado. Even though he's already singled here today, he's batting behind McCann. So Brad must have thought, why give away an out? And let's let James swing the stick.
And he's gone to 3-1. Perkins came out in the 7th, gave up a walk, a 2-run double before striking out J.D. Martinez. There's Dixon Machado on deck. Three and 2. Neil Cox now and Michael Tonkin warming up. And he got him on strikes. McCann, man, he's just upset right now. He was on his way to first base. That one certainly looked better than the other one he was beefing about.
Well, most of the pitches that Perkins has thrown since coming into the game have been fastballs, but he threw a breaking ball at 82 at the top of the strike zone, and he froze James McCann, and he can only watch it go by.
It's the 11th strikeout tonight for Twins pitching. Here's Machado. Dixon looks at a strike. Single and a fielder's choice plus an RBI tonight for Machado. It's 0-2. Got him, strike 3. Machado caught looking, and Perkins has come back with a pair of strikeouts. And the runner still remains at second base. It'll be Rajay Davis now, who put together that epic 14-pitch at bat in the 7th. And you can talk all you want about the double by Kinsler and the 2-run double by Martinez, but that at bat had to tire Casey Fee now.
Kane threw 28 pitches in that inning before leaving, and 14 of those were to Rajay Davis. So you're absolutely dead on at the fact that he did tire Fiend out to the point of Victor Martinez finally coming to the plate and getting that big knock.
There's more action now. Neftali Feliz warming up.
Actually, it was Kinsler that got the big knock against Casey Fiend.
Rajay swings and misses. 1-1.
A lot of all-speed pitches. And now thrown by Perkins, which is exactly what he does when he gets himself into trouble. And he goes to more breaking balls, more change-ups, and he has gotten 2 strikeouts as a result of that.
Castellanos, a leadoff double, still standing there with 2 outs. Down the right field line, Mauer giving chase, sliding but can't get there as he slides into the tarp. One and two on Rajai Davis. Anthony goes on deck. Blocked there by Suzuki, holding the runner at second. Tigers have had 3 doubles in the last 2 innings.
And Castellanos getting an aggressive lead at second base, which is exactly what he needs to do. And we've already told you how well their outfielders throw.
And he banged that one off his foot.
And here's that last at bat that Rajai Davis had. It was an 14 pitch at bat, and 28 of the 14 to Rajai Davis thrown by Fiend. The result was an out to left field, but he tired him out, and the other guys made him pay. Ghost walked, big double by Ian Kinsler.
That one fouled away. 2-2. The count stays on Davis. Rajai tonight 1 for 3. He has seen 6 more pitches in this at bat. 29 in his 4 at bats tonight. Hmm. 3-2 now.
If you're Rajai, you can't look for a breaking ball here, but more than likely the pitch that's going to be thrown by Perkins is going to be something off speed.
Fly ball right field, hit pretty good. Hunter going back to the wall, and Rajai's hit it out. It's gone.
He hit it out to right field.
Rajai Davis, a 2-run shot the other way off Perkins, and the Tigers have the lead.
Oh, what a day for Rajai.
Six, 4 Tigers.
Rajai Davis did get a hanging breaking ball that was off the plate up, and he got a hold of it and hit the ball out to right field. I don't think I've ever seen Rajai Davis hit a home run to right field, especially here at Comerica Park.
Well, you have now. And the bench fired up on the opposite field home run for Rajai Davis.
How about Rajai Davis? Look at that smile.
What a homestand he has had. He had the walk-off triple the other night, and now a 2-run shot to give the Tigers the lead.
Cheesing from ear to ear.
Perkins is out of there. Back to the bullpen they go. We'll be back. The night, thanks to Rajai Davis, who goes the other way for just the second time, and we're talking career, folks.
I could never remember him hitting a home run to right field, but we were being told that he's already homered once this year the opposite way. That would be number 2 against their closer, former closer, Glenn Perkins.
So Perkins stopping up and down the mound, got a couple of strikeouts, thought he was going to pitch out of the jam, and Davis had other thoughts.
I knew he was going to throw Davis a breaking ball, but he hung the breaking ball in Davis and put a really good swing on it.
Neil Kotz is the lefty out of the bullpen, facing Anthony Gose. Base is empty now, 2 outs, and Gose swings and misses. 1-1.
And Tigers with 6 unanswered runs in this contest after the Minnesota Twins scored 4 runs in the top half of the 5th.
Gose walking run scored in the 7th. He's 0 for 3 otherwise. And he looks at a ball low. 2-1.
How about Rajai Davis? He's still smiling.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. In there, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Soft line drive to left, base hit. A 2-out knock for Anthony Gose.
Anthony Gose, he had a tennis racket in his hand right there, didn't he?
Exactly. The other way.
Yeah.
We'll bring up Kinsler. Well, Kinsler had a big knock, an RBI double in the 7th. He's not going to face Kotz. They're going to go back to the bullpen. So Kotz will face one hitter, give up the single. We have another pitching change. We'll be back.
Seventh inning, got himself a first pitch fastball with runners in scoring position and hit one right up into the gap in left center field. Their center fielder had to run it down, Aaron Hicks, and by the time he ran it down, Gose was able to score, and Ian Kinsler coming home to touch home plate.
Michael Tonkin has come on now for the Minnesota Twins.
And Tonkin is pitching in his 23rd contest this year out of the Minnesota bullpen. He has 5 holds. The ERA is at 4.5. 17 strikeouts, 8 base on balls for Michael.
Going to face Kinsler. 2-out single by Gose kept it going.
And we might see a pitch out here from Paul Molitor trying to help out Suzuki, the catcher, knowing with 2 outs, more than likely Anthony Gose is going to try to steal a bag here. That's one thing we really have not seen a lot of this year, Mario, pitch outs. I think pitchers are doing such a better job these days with slide steps and giving their catchers an opportunity to throw that so many managers just aren't pitching out all that often.
I never really considered that until you brought it up, and you're right. We see very few pitch outs.
Yeah, you see teams like the Angels where Socha really controls the running game, and he pitches out quite a bit, but we haven't seen a lot of it.
Kinsler looks at a ball high, 1-0.
It's one of the things that they really work on in spring training these days with the pitchers in their side sessions. And working on holding runners, keeping runners close.
Runner goes. Here comes Suzuki's throw. Going to sail. Not in time.
This is now the 78th stolen base this year against Kurt Suzuki. And you can see he rushed his throw so much that that ball really tailed on Dozier.
He almost got the sweep tag, and that's what the Twins are looking at.
I think they're going to look at it.
Yeah.
And they're saying he got him on his heel.
I think he missed him. They'll look at it. And if you're Paul Molitor, you might as well. Call on the field is safe. So this play is under review.
Is that the third one today?
Yeah. Hard to tell from that angle whether or not the tag was made on the swipe. I don't think he touched it. This will give you a good look. Ooh, that is so hard to tell there.
I don't think his hand's on the bag yet. If he did get him on that foot. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This replays this year, I have no idea what's going to be changed or called or overturned. It's been so many that you thought would go one way or another, but they just don't.
Umpires here taking a look at the big board. The replays are showing up on the scoreboard here at Comerica Park. Important call here because it would give the Tigers a chance to get another run in here. They lead by 2, 6-4 in the 8th. Ghost was called safe on the field. It's probably our best look right here. The problem is you really can't tell if he tagged him. Oh, they called him out. Okay. Take the stolen base away. Ghost caught stealing. We're through 8. We go to the 9th. 2-run Tigers lead. selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan for a chance to have it featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Got some changes for the Tigers. Josh Wilson will take over at third. And the new pitcher is Neftali Feliz.
And Feliz 8 for 14 in save opportunities this year between the two teams he's pitched with. The other one being the Texas Rangers.
He will face Trevor Plouffe to get things going here. 6 runs, 13 hits for the Tigers, 4 runs, 2 hits for the Minnesota Twins.
Imperative for Feliz to keep and Trevor Plouffe off the base paths and retire this first batter of the inning.
Plouffe, then Hunter, and then Rosario, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the lineup.
Feliz still has the power arm. Fastball gets up to 97, 98. He's got a nice slider when he gets to the proper arm slot.
1-2.
Here's a slider. He didn't bury this one at the bottom of the strike zone, but it was enough to disrupt the timing of Trevor Plouffe. That's not his best breaking ball. But Plouffe is such a dead pull hitter.
Fouled away. There is Torrey Hunter waiting on deck. Now the 1-2. Drilled to center field. It's going to be playable, though. Anthony Gose is there, and 1 out. Check in now with Matt Shepard with a preview of tonight's Tigers Live postgame.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming up, Mario, for sure. I'm going to take a guess. I'm just taking a roll in the dice here that I've built a relationship enough where Rajay Davis is going to join me right here. Okay, we're going to talk to Nick Castellanos, Brad Ausmus, of course, Trevor Thompson, Craig Monroe will break it all down for you. And we'll hear from you guys, too, because we know you got a lot to say about this. Right?
We always have a lot to say.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Shep. And I guarantee you, Rajay will show up for that interview with a big smile on his face, too. And that's all coming up. There's a drive into right field, sinking and caught by J.D. Martinez.
J.D. had him played perfectly.
Here's the upcoming matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet. Tomorrow night it's going to be game 2 in the series between the Tigers and the Minnesota Twins. It'll be Duffy and Simon.
4-1 is Duffy coming into the contest. Simon looking for win number 14.
Well, the Twins down to their final out here. It'll be Eddie Rosario stepping in, crowd to its feet. 31,000 plus in the ballpark tonight. Rosario at one point looked like he might have the key blow in this game. A bases loaded triple to drive in 3 off Boyd in the 5th inning. The first hit that Boyd gave up.
He also demonstrated some gutsy base running instincts when he was able to tag up on a ball that was hit basically in the infield to Ian Kinsler 3-4 steps into the outfield grass, and he took off for home plate and he made it safely.
Now Feliz with the 0-1. 0-2. The Twins down to their final strike.
Nice, easy, smooth delivery tonight. And by Feliz. Ball coming out of his hand nicely. That last one at 97, straight downhill.
Again, back out of play.
Yeah, you might as well elevate one and see if you can get the youngster to swing through it.
Should Rosario reach? Looks like Vargas has moved to the on-deck circle.
Big Papi Jr.
Yeah. Low and away, 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Phillies taking over the closer's role when Bruce Rondon was sent home a couple of days ago. Of course, he's had a lot of experience with that in his days with the Texas Rangers. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Tigers will record a comeback win tonight.
Outstanding ball game played by the Tigers, especially late in this game where Minnesota took that 4-run lead.
Down 4-0. The Tigers come back with 6 unanswered. They had 13 hits tonight, and they will walk off with a victory over the Minnesota Twins. Rajay, the big 2-run homer to win it. We'll be back. Much more from Comerica.